New this morning in the last hour, Pfizer announced new results from studies of its antiviral COVID pills. It says the pill cuts the risk of hospitalizations or death for severe patients by 89%. This new data comes 1 year since the first COVID vaccines were distributed in Colorado. Only on CBS 4, Dylan Thomas spoke to one of the first people in the state to be vaccinated. Dylan?
And Michelle, it's crazy to think that it's already been a year since the first of us here in Colorado got our vaccines. Those here at UCHealth were at the front of the line since the start in this battle against COVID-19, which would explain why they were at the front of the line a year ago to get their first dose. Only here on CBS 4, we caught up with one of the very first Coloradans to get his dose. Now, Dr. Teumer was among the very first here in Colorado to get his first dose, coming off of an emergency approval from the FDA. The vaccines were flown to Colorado and brought up here to northern Colorado. With Governor Jared Polis beside them, medical professionals like Dr. Teumer were given the first of more than 800,000 doses of vaccine that UCHealth has administered alone, and more than 9 million doses administered statewide. In Colorado, more than 3.7 million people followed Dr. Teumer to become fully vaccinated in the past year. Now, looking back on the past year, Dr. Teumer tells me the slight fear even medical professionals had around getting the vaccine has all but gone away.
It's not as scary as you would have asked me this question a year ago, since we know so much more about the disease, we know so much more about treating it, and we know the effect that the vaccines have. The scariness of it, has definitely diminished. I mean, people still fear getting the disease. They fear once they get it that they're going to die from it, but I think the fear factor is definitely diminishing.
Now, Dr. Teumer tells us that the statistics, from the past year have proven that even though there may be breakthrough cases, the vaccine is still very effective at preventing hospitalizations, especially deaths. Coming up on CBS 4 this morning, we'll have more from Dr. Teumer on why he says he was shocked in the past year to see how polarizing the life-saving vaccine became. Reporting live in Loveland, Dylan Thomas covering Colorado First.